in contemplating the no and yes, right? With everything that those are choices, yes or no. With everything we come up against, it's a yes or it's a no. And that starts to define our path. It starts to define, which in turn defines the way we see, which in turn defines the way we feel, the way that we interact with what's going on. So it's yeses and nos. And for me, the last years have been a lot of no's. Because previously I lived in the eternal yes. In the yes, yes, yes of the conditioned yes. That I need to say yes because, and if you look at my human design chart, you can see all the reasons. Because I need to be certain about this, because I am always feeling pressured to do something, because I'm always feeling pressured to know something, to find an answer, to prove myself, to not rock the boat so that I don't have to deal with uncomfortable emotional things, or I don't have to deal with confronting somebody with my no, or confronting myself, the truth of myself, because I've said no. It's more that saying no, it's like now I have to deal with all the uncomfortable feelings of what that means, me in relation to somebody else or somebody's else. Saying yes because I need to do, because the whole world is doing. And it seems to be that that's what it's all about, is doing. And proving that I can also play the doing game. And I can do more than anybody else. And so, the last years of living more and more my own essence, empowered by the map of human design. It's been crucial in my path to have that map and helping me to see what is true. Like it's not human design doesn't say anything new. It's not about teaching me who I am. It's about giving me the chance to see through a map what I can see in my lived experience if I surrender to my own true self, rather than always letting my mind hack that by the need to prove myself, the need to avoid confrontation, truth, like all those things that my mind does because it's conditioned to try to fit in to what seems to be what everybody else does. And the big thing that has happened is that a lot less has been happening. In other words, a lot of no's. A lot of no's. And the first year in human design, it was exciting and fun to kind of see these things and start playing around with it. The second and third and fourth year, I don't remember exactly, they were difficult because it was hitting layers of a lot of mind resistance, like watching the essence of me, called inner authority in human design, but that essence, voice, inner guidance, that thing in me, to keep saying no, and my mind was always saying, why the hell are we saying no? What does that mean? That means that those people will never invite you again, that you'll never be seen that way again, and I watched the no's lead me to I want to say losing my identity that I had constructed. And and pulling me out of the context in which I was living for years, for a couple decades. And when I say that, I specifically mean running a dance school, teaching internationally, performing, and everything that had to do with that. Now, it wasn't saying no to dancing. That's something that's in my spirit. It's a bit on pause right now because of my physical condition, but I feel that's still in my spirit. I've never felt a no to that, but I felt no's to so much of what's constructed in that world. And when I say in that world, I mean it's really a very generator world, the swing dance world. I mean, it just is. And it was really hard for me. It's been really hard for me. And I watched so much bitterness coming out, so much bitterness, feeling forgotten. The no's that were coming out from me were putting me in a place where I was like, everybody's forgetting me. Nobody cares about me. Nobody even thinks about me. It just, because I felt the no pulling me for more and more away, distance. And it's funny because my natural environment, if you look at my human design and you look at my nodes and the color, the line is a line 1. It's not a line 1 theme in your design node. It's not super interactive. It's living in the introspection. And then the color underneath it is artificial shores. There's distance and aloofness there. And I saw that starting to happen, like pulled more into this place of distance, being on the other side of something, not in the middle of it. I was so in the middle of it all. I was so in the middle of all the things, everything going on, and like trying to catch up. Imagine somebody, I think about doggy paddling, trying to keep my head above water, just trying to keep up with everything. Lost in all of the swirls of energy. And my body saying no was saying, that's not the environment. This is not the way. And what were the implications for that? Well, my mind was saying, yeah, nobody cares about you. Nobody even thinks about you. Everybody forgets about you. Look at all the things that you did all those years, and nobody seems to even care, and blah, 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 blah. And so there was this bitterness that was welling up inside, a lot of bitterness. And I'm not saying it's over, but I've been processing a lot of bitterness. Grief for the ending of something that I put so much into for 14, 15 years, and then the bitterness. And the bitterness that actually is because I was recognized in that context for things that weren't actually me. And so then feeling not recognized because I stopped being in that role and identity. Yeah, bitterness. It's not a fun taste. And as waves and waves and waves of it, I feel a lot of it is processed, and I feel like I'm getting to a point where I couldn't even like watch videos of the swing dance world because it was so painful for me. Painful to feel like I didn't have a place anymore. I wasn't seen anymore. I wasn't doing anything in there anymore. It was painful. And now it's not as painful anymore. It's taken time. And I can genuinely say there's a huge relief that I'm not in that context anymore. Not a huge relief that I'm not dancing. Like I said, those are two separate things. It's the context of do I feel like getting really specific in this audio? Not sure yet. I'd like to share these things because the insights have been coming more and more of what it meant to be my design in that context, in all the ways that it was really not aligned for me and was killing me slowly. Doesn't feel like the words are ready to come out yet, but it's something I've been watching and watching the awareness of that grow inside. And so the no, my experience has been in stepping into this human design experiment that the no has been so much more prevalent than the yes. But I'm not a generator. Like, for a generator, there might be a lot of no's, and then there's going to be a lot of yeses, and it's just a different context. For me, it's been a lot of no's. It's been mostly no's. And that was really difficult at the beginning. And now it's easier. Because it's a relief to say no to things that are not aligned. To say no when you can sense that it's just, there's no energy for that. There's no impulse for that. There's no way that I feel that there's a true being seen in whatever that opportunity or activity or invitation or whatever it is. When it's a no, it's because, well, I don't always know the reason. There's just a resonance of it's like the deflating of a balloon. It feels a bit like that. Just no, and the balloon deflates. And that's, my mind is freaked out about it because it's so programmed to, what are we going to do now? Well, what's going to happen? Well, how can we go anywhere? I mean, my mind is very programmed by its sun in gate 35, progress. We've got to be going somewhere. We need to have a lot of experiences and move forward and do something. I'm hungry. That's the gate 35. And my mind is very much still has that narrative. It just doesn't have as much power to hack what's going on with my body's visceral no. And when my mind looks at my life, it's like, what the hell? What the hell? When nothing's going on. Nothing is going on. And that is a joke. It's a fucking joke because there's still always so much going on. It's just that I am not meant to always be a part of everything. I'm not meant to be in the middle of stuff. I sit here in my introspective artificial shore from a distance, and I sense all the things that are going on. Not all, but I sense the things that I sense. And I sense a lot of things. And my role is to observe, is to see. It's to see. And it doesn't mean the seeing has to come out all the time. It doesn't mean it has to come out right away. Open root. I don't have to do it right away. I don't have to do it all the time. Open sacral. It's not about consistent, My throat is defined. But my throat is more and more choosing silence. And then pulsing into voice. When it does. And I can't predict when that is. But it was a voice that was overused for years and years. It needs a little rest. And silence is useful. And and words can be so overrated. So overrated. My variables are 3 parts right. For me, I can't speak to everybody's experience, but for me, my experience of that is just sitting in the frequency, feeling it, sensing it. For me, also inner seeing it is way more powerful than words. Way more powerful. I can sense that I'm ending. And I'd love to have a beautiful way to end, but maybe just leaving the silence to continue is the beautiful way.